Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching. This is my tutorial for Tonari No Totoro, or My Neighbor Totoro, which is the Studio Ghibli creation from 1988 and is a wonderful film and a wonderful song to have a go at. I am doing it in the original Japanese, so it is quite a challenge to learn, especially if you don't speak any Japanese, but I will put the words up on screen as always so you can have a go at singing along with them. And it's quite a challenge. There's quite a few different chords in it. There's B flat, there's B flat minors, and there's a few other tricky chords that you might not be that familiar with. So we'll have a good look at the chords. We'll have a look at the strumming, which is fortunately quite an easy strum all the way through. And then I'll do a bit of a careful walkthrough, which will be a bit of a challenge for me doing a walkthrough with the Japanese lyrics, but we'll try. And then I'll give you a bit of a demo of some of the song as well. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. So the song has quite a selection of chords. Some of them are a little bit tricky. So I'll have a careful look at those first of all. We'll start with the easy ones. We've got a C, third finger, third fret, obviously. We've got a C7, which is a nice variation on that. That's our first finger on the first fret, also on the A string there. So the C and the C7. We've got the F in there. First and second finger on the first and second fret. We've also got both a D and a D minor. So D, our second finger across three strings on the second fret there, across the G, C and the E string. And then we've got the D minor. Our first finger on the E string on the first fret, and our second finger on the G and the C string. So the two chords there, the D and the D minor. And then a few of the more tricky ones. We've got the G minor, which is first finger on the A string, second finger on the C string on the second fret, and third finger on the E string on the third fret there, the G minor. Have a good look at the diagram if you're not sure on that one, but it's relatively easy once you get the hang of knowing where you put your fingers, because it's all just first, second and third fret there. Then we've got the C minor as well, which is a bit like an inversion of the D chord actually, but it's on the third fret and it's the bottom three strings, so it's the C, E and A strings. And you can either hold that down with your second or third finger, one or the other. I've marked it as a second finger chord, but sometimes you might use your third finger on that as well. We've then got a B flat chord and a B flat minor, and that's the slightly more tricky one to transfer, although you go from one to the other, so that does work quite nice, and I'll explain that transition in a second as well. So starting on the B flat chord, which isn't too hard. First finger on the E and the A on the first fret, doubling up there on the two bottom strings. Second finger on the C string on the second fret, and third finger on the G string at the top there on the third fret. That's the B flat chord. Have a good look at that, make sure you're comfortable with that one. And then we can put with it the B flat minor chord, so that's the B flat, then the B flat minor. And you'll see my third finger stays in the same place, and we always play the B flat minor after the B flat chord, so we can go from one to the other quite nicely. We leave our third finger there on that G string on the third fret, and then basically we take our second finger off and move our first finger up to the three strings there to include the C. So whereas we had the C before on the second fret with our second finger, we take that off and just slide our first finger up one more string. So it's basically first finger on those three strings and our third finger on the top G string. And I think that's probably the hardest bit of the song in terms of the chords and transitions that you have to do, that B flat to B flat minor. So let's just practice that. We'll do 4 on each. B flat and the B flat minor. Back to the B flat and the B flat minor. And the trick is to make sure that in the middle of changing chords and going, doing it quite quickly in the song, you're really pinching down tight across the three strings. That's the hard bit, making sure you've got a nice clean, tight grip on that chord. So that's your chord selection. That is all of them, I think. So nothing too difficult, but it's just the range of different chords. There's quite a lot to remember there. Make sure you're comfortable with, and you can change to those quite quickly. If we have a look at the strumming, you'll see that that's quite easy. It's just down, down, up, up, down, up. The piece starts on F, so I'll do it on an F. really easy, and we just do that. I've kept it simple. We just do that all the way through the song. There's no real need to change that. It changes pace a little bit in places, but just that down, down, up, down. Really nice, light lilting. You don't do it heavily, just do it nice and light. Totoro, 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 Totoro. It's just really light all the way through. Keep it really as beautiful as you can, which is hard for me because I don't sing it brilliantly, but I'm sure you can do a better job than I can, and just keep it really nice and peaceful and light to sing along with. Right, so that's the chords and the strumming. Let's have a little bit of a look at a walkthrough. So, before we do a walkthrough, let's just do a quick layout check, and you'll see it's got a very short introduction, which I've already sung to you, the Totoro, Totoro. So it starts, that's just one line introduction. Then we've got the verse 1, Dareka ga kosori, which we'll look at in a second. That then gets to the chorus, Tonari No Totoro, Totoro, which is probably the bit if you're familiar at all with animation music, that'll be the bit you remember. That's the famous da 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 da. That's the very famous line of the song there. Then there's a second verse, Ame furi basutai, and that follows the same shape as the first verse but different lyrics. Then we've got a second chorus. So we've got the Tonari No Totoro again, but the second chorus is actually different lyrics again. And then what I do at the end of the song is I repeat the first chorus. So we've got introduction, verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2, followed again at the end by chorus 1, and then a nice little fill of chords at the end, just as a bit of an outro. Okay, so that's the layout of the song. I'll give you a bit of a walkthrough slowly, the first chorus and verse, or the first verse and then chorus, I should say. And then I'll give you a bit of a demo to finish on as well. Here we go. So, it starts on an F. And I'm just going to put the lyrics up on screen and let people work out the pronunciation themselves. I suggest instead of listening to my version, or as well as listening to my version, you have a listen to the original and try and just get that into your head and become familiar with that. It's the best way of learning the pronunciation. So, here we go, on an F. Totoro, Totoro, C7 in the middle there. Totoro, to, D minor in the middle again. Toro. So we change chords twice in the middle of the name Totoro. I'll do it one more time. Totoro, 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 Totoro. Then on the F again. Da re ka, C7 ga, D minor. Ko so F re, B flat. Come chi ni, B flat minor. Kono mi u, C7 zumete to the C. F. Chisana, C7, me, D minor, Hayeta, C minor, Ra, B flat, Himitsuna, Ango, B flat minor, Moria, F, No Pasupo, D, To, B flat, Sutakina, Bukun, Hamisha, C, Ru. Then to the chorus, Tonari No F, Totoro, To, C7, Toro. Totoro, to, D minor, Ro, B flat, Mori no F, Nakani, Mu, G minor, Kashikara, Sunda, C, Ru, Torari no F, Totoro, to, C7, Toro, Totoro, to, D minor, Toro, B flat, Kodomo no Toki, F, Nidake, Ha, G minor, Natani o Tozure, C, Ru. F. Okay, you might want to repeat that and slow it down a little bit, but have a good look at the sheet music with this one. Don't forget, as always, you can find that in my Dropbox link, so you don't have to just do it from the video. You can find the lyrics and follow that really carefully with all the chords and everything you need on there. So do have a good look at that one. It might take a while to learn, but it is a beautiful song to play once you have mastered it. So I'll leave with a bit of a demo. And thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy learning this wonderful song. Tonari no Totoro, 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 Totoro. Tsukiyo no bani, okari na fuiteru. Tonari no Totoro, 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 Totoro. Moshi mo aeta nara, suteki na shiawase ga. トロトトロトトロ森の中に昔から住んでるトラニのトトロトトロトトロトトロ子供の時にだけあなたに訪れる不思議な出会い